Welcome everybody to the PokeLAD's podcast, a Pokemon podcast where we talk about everything Pokemon and where we answer the question: if you could get rid of one generation, what would it be?
Yeah, that's for me personally. I already know what my answer is. It's got to be a Alolan. Story doesn't make sense. The only cool points I'll give to Alolan are A, introduction to regional forms. B, introduction to fairy type slash dragon type, finally having another weakness other than dragon and ice. And then third, that it has like a tie to Hawaii, that it's based on, the Hawaiian Islands. But other than that, the plot sucks. Legendary's not relevant, and Ultra Beasts, what even is that? Like, so that's just me. And Z moves were a dumb mechanic, in my opinion. Yeah, Adrian, if you were to get rid of a regional form, or like a generation, what would it be?
I think if I could get rid of one generation, it'd probably be Gen Z. Just because, dude, these young ass fools, they don't want to work hard. They complain about working 8 hours a day. I hate Gen Z so much. There's no grit there.
They didn't know what it was like to get XP share and have to swap your Pokemon mid battle. Now, instead, they just get XP split between all their Pokemon automatically without having to find the item or do any of that grind. So,
that plus there'll always be baristas, man.
Well, anyways,
I'm just kidding. Shout out to Gen Z. Shout out to Gen Z.
Well, all right. To hate on Gen Alpha.
Oh, Gen Alpha is a whole other thing. No Gen Alpha. No skibbity toilet, Ohio.
No, my goodness.
I don't know. For me, I can't really speak on what generation to eliminate here. I think I'm not too familiar with a lot of modern stuff, so I say the current. What was it, 8 or 9 now? What? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys were hearing, that is our friend Jimmy. I was going to introduce, basically saying that we have another guest for this episode. He is a friend of ours who's in the collector space, and he is, been really starting to ramp up. He's starting to go to trade shows and card collecting shows and really starting to be his own booth in and of its right. But Jimmy, welcome to the podcast, man.
Yeah.
And thank you for trying to answer the question, even though you couldn't really come up with one. But we appreciate you having here nonetheless.
Yeah, main event Jimmy Lee in the building.
Eat. All right. So, yeah, collector space. It's just I remember I loved Pokemon TCG from base set. Played it with friends. Neo Genesis, one of the greatest stories I ever had, was one of my childhood buddies. It was his birthday, and we were still kids, young. I gifted him one first edition Neo Genesis pack. That one pack was a Lugia.
No.
To this day, we didn't realize the value of it right at the time.
Oh
but it was
my
still
gosh,
cool. It was still
that
cool
is so
back
cool.
then. So cards in general, like that kind of moment, and those OG base set stuff, which I wish I kept, but I distinctly remember I dumped everything into like a trash bag, and it's
pain.
painful. It's
Straight
one of those
pain.
I don't remember a lot of childhood moments, but that was one that was very distinct and could never forget it. Got back into it during, I'd say, 2016 era, which was what XY Evolutions and Hidden Fates. Went really, really hard on Champion's Path. I bought so many cases of ETBs. Just rip. It's just, I love ripping, I would buy it at any market price and just rip it. Just to chase. So.
Chase is what we live for. Absolutely. Jimmy, if you were to name your top pull, I know you just talked about the Neo Genesis, but obviously that was a gift to your friend, and that's your friend ripping the booster pack. But what are some significant chase cards that were just really memorable for you to pull that just come to the top of your mind?
Oh, right off the top was like I said, XY Evolutions was the first pack to come back with, and because it had such resemblance to base set, and the two Zards, the regular hollow and the reverse hollow, and then I started learning more about it, that it's in terms of quality, XY Evolution was really bad. It was known for really bad off centering, cuts, everything. I'm not a grader, not a slabber, Adrian.
For the record.
For the record.
Oh, I have no. I love collectors. I love slabbers. What are you talking about?
I've been waiting to come on to this pod just to call you out on that first episode. But anyway, collector, which you also kind of hate on. But yeah, quality-wise, it was just the look of cards is what appeals to a collector like myself. It's XY Evolutions, that pull of the Zard. You know, everyone wants to pull a Zard. You know,
Oh yeah.
Zard is the king of kings in TCG collectibles. For whatever reason, of course. Nostalgia is a moneymaker, right? So that's my top pull personally. Chasing that Champion's Path Rainbow Zard took forever, but that was also very memorable. The Rainbow Chonkachu, yeah, those are among the top for sure.
If you were to give like a guesstimation on how many booster packs you've ripped in your lifetime, like any ballpark number, dude, like
Enough to create scarcity. I'm just kidding.
Just destroy the market. Wow, I don't know. That's a good question. Honestly, thousands on thousands, I'd say. Honestly, thousands.
wow.
Just
Yeah.
cases. It's just by the caseload.
Have you ever got a hit on the Pokemon vending machine yet?
Yes, before like the really hype part of it. During Surging Sparks, when it's like middle of Surging Sparks, and then the beginning of Prismatic, when they started putting Prismatic ETBs and stuff in there. I never got the Prismatic stuff, obviously, because it just got wrecked. But when I went up to it, there was a couple of 151 booster bundles. Remember my first experience with the vending machine? It was in I'm not gonna say the location because I don't want to dox myself, but without the obvious hoodie. But anyway, it was a location near me, and first time I ever seen a vending machine, I saw the item. I saw 3 151 booster bundles, and I click it, and it looks like there was 3 in there. I was like, all right, cool. I finally can get some stuff in retail, and open 3 151s. I go to check out, and it wasn't in there. The stock was not actually in the machine.
No.
And it puts a hold on your credit card. It's whatever, but it was still annoying.
Yeah, that is annoying.
And then
for
the
sure.
only thing that I could get at the time, I think, was Stellar Crown or Shard of Fable, which was what led into me master setting Shard of Fable, because I bought a lot for retail from the vending machines, and then just master set it, pulling quite a bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the vending machines for me, like there's one just like a couple blocks down from like my house at Albertsons. But it's just there's nothing. It's always like empty on E. So I'm just glad that I have my buddy who runs a card shop. Shout out Sugoi Stuff, unofficial sponsor. Thank you very much. Anyways, moving on.
This is why I buy fucking singles, bro. There's 2 vending machines in my area, but I don't even bother going because I know they're empty all the time.
Dude, knowing your area, Adrian, wouldn't even bother.
And nobody here fucking plays the game.
Hype Beast Central, like, and that leads into another thing here. It's a lot of people who are now vending or quote unquote collecting and stuff like that. It's a lot of sneakerheads that just buy the hype and
it kind of feels like it, huh?
It is. It really is. It's like what happened to shoes. It died off. All the sneakerheads have to shift to something for that little bit of a win. And it's just like we're fighting for like 10 to 30% profit, right? It's not as crazy as Jordan's back then, where it's like a full double up probably. But then again, some things are full double up for them. Like you sell a product, a sealed product is. That's why sealed product is king. People are selling sealed product for like 3x, 6x. Being like more familiar with the vending scene now,
Mhm.
kind of segue into that. I can't get anything sealed. Very rarely do I get it sealed, but even then, I just rip it myself. Like
You're like, at that point, I just need to treat myself.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, that's a fine for me. So I have such an abundance of singles that's why I started vending too.
Got it.
It was actually started because of one of my buddies who does One Piece. He decided to vend at a local show that we have here, and he needed help. And I didn't bring anything at that show. Just extra pair of eyes, security for his One Piece stuff. I had lost my knowledge of One Piece after OP05, but I loved the collecting it as an art, and then I just kind of got rid of everything. I played it for a little bit. See, I am willing to learn, Adrian. I'm learning TCGs.
That's why I always say I love you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I said if you're a collector, unless I know you, you're the person I'm referring to.
But going back on topic, it was OP. I learned how to play. I actually really like the game, but I just realized I don't have the time for that competitive aspect again. And from these guys would know, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh competitively. I'm not like super good, but I mean I top 1 YCS, but that's nothing compared to a lot of my friend groups.
That's one more than me, bro.
Yeah, a lot of competitive aspects of card games, like for Pokemon, I would love. I know the core basic of how to play, but knowing the meta, knowing what card is what, and interacting with what, I was gonna ask you about that, of course, and I just can't play. I would love to.
No, it's so funny because like Adrian's become basically our resident meta doctor, whatever you want to. We'll come up with a title for him at some point, but he's basically
meta
our
slave
person for determining what's meta and what's like in the competitive scene. I try to keep up, but life just catches up to you. So Jimmy, I feel you on that. Sometimes you just can't keep at it, and I think that's the beauty about Pokemon, is that it's so easy to come back into it compared to like other stuff, especially granted that the cards last in standard for a while, like 3 years is crazy. Like playing Magic the Gathering, card sets rotate out so fast for standard, and you're constantly spending money to try to do like the upkeep for it, which is why my friend Jeremiah, who's on the previous episode, he plays Commander, where basically you can use any Magic cards from all periods of time in a specific format. Anyways, that's a side tangent. But so you said that your friend got you to just be an extra set of eyes, a little bit of security on that card show. What about that show hooked you into wanting to transition into actually being the actual vendor, trying to do the deals from the other side of the table?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Again, the collection just grew more vast, and a lot of the ripping that I had extra singles. So I know I'm not going to be upcharging too much, but I am going to match market. Like as a vendor, you kind of have to just go with market, which by market I mean comparing with TCG Player, which is a lot of what people go off of, or eBay Last Sold, pricecharting.com. I'm not familiar with a lot of slab market, but a lot of people use the app called Alt, like ALT. It's a good, easy app to scan just a slab like with your phone, and it kind of shows the market of last solds, and you get an idea for that. But primarily for going back to singles, yeah, I just had so much, and I don't know, just watching him do it, money does make the world go round. Like he made a lot off of One Piece because he knows his product. He's a TikTok streamer. Shout out to Carp TCG, that's him. Very successful rip and shipper. I guess we'll segue into talking about rip and ship kind of opinions. I feel like we can talk about that. I'm not a fan of it personally.
I'm about to go in.
Oh, I know.
Man.
Oh, I know you will. But yeah, he has success in it. He actually does have an LLC, so he does run this as a business. And
wow,
I respect it. It's not just like scalping or anything.
Mm-hmm.
He has a very successful business. It paid for his wedding. I mean, I've heard so many stories from a lot of Bay Area collectible forums that these guys make some pretty crazy money, and they post about like, hey, this paid for my wedding. Hey, this guy paid for this paid for my wedding. It's your money, right? Do what you do with it. But it's kind of crazy to see like card vending as a side hustle that just flourishes. And I kind of dip my toe into it because of the fact that the market right now is just so crazy. Like we go into Pokemon is always in just waves. It was flatlined for the longest time. Then hit like just before Hidden Fates was a like peak, like hardcore, like rise in that set, like that the value of that set.
Mm-hmm.
And then for whatever reason, Vivid Voltage and Champions Path like created another upward trend. Kind of just plateaued again, and then COVID era, right? You're at home, you got money coming in, and you can't go out. You can just go into ripping and shipping, which everybody just has abundance of cards at that time, and just nothing but time and money. That's a big boom. And then plateaus again. And then right now, I think this current wave is just insanity. Like whatever caused it, call it market manipulation or whatever, it's just people strive on nostalgia, like we said earlier. Like you love collecting things, sports, everything like that. Just the big names for like sports art players for Pokemon. It's the big names: Charizard, Umbreon, which I don't understand. Why is Umbreon so crazy?
I said the same thing last episode.
I will never understand that. But I digress. But going back to what is your opinion on rip and shippers, Adrian, and like how current scalping trends are?
I think I'll break the gimmick real quick, and I'll break kayfabe real quick. Like, I think my gimmick on this podcast is to hate on collectors, to hate on like scalpers and stuff like that. And a TCG can't exist without a secondary market. That's just how it's been for years. That's how it's been for Yu-Gi-Oh in the past. Like I remember when Pot of Duality was just a secret rare, and that thing was like $100 when Storm of Ragnarok came out, right? Like there's always going to be a secondary market, and it's always going to influence like TCG culture, and it's a necessary part of the culture, right? I think just now there's such a weird influx of, again, like people either doing it for nostalgia or people that see Pokemon as like an investment. They see it like stocks. And at points, like from what I've experienced and what I've seen, it gets pretty toxic, and it gets pretty, I think it really loses the value, and like it in turn hurts like the competitive scene, because like, you know, folks want to bling out their decks and people want to play the highest rarity, and there's people that are playing these like large scale tournaments that really want to show off their skills and then some, right? But it's oftentimes it's really hard to get like, you know, a Lily's Clefairy that's like $300 right now, if the hype wasn't there, you know. I think there's people that do like vending, pack ripping and shipping ethically. I talked about it in the last episode where this couple really talked about the importance of understanding the competitive market along with the collector market, and really, you know, keeping the competitive player in mind. So again, breaking gimmick, like I like to hate on it because, again, I can't pull shit from my packs. As you saw the other day, I bought 12 packs of Journey Together and pulled nothing. So I think I just blame my own bad luck. I'm just projecting, as Jimmy shows, more Journey Together.
Let's talk about, guys.
Fuck you, Jimmy, but I love you.
You can buy from me, and I will not upcharge you. I promise you.
I know. I was pretty sad when I posted it on Instagram, and then Jimmy asked how much I paid for it. I was like, I paid $12 a pack. He got so upset.
12 is absurd. Oh my god, as someone who has product, and the fact that you never asked me and you paid $12 absolutely hurts my soul. Which is why I told you I'm going to sell you these at $6.
I have ADHD and I have impulsive disorder. I'm so sorry. I saw it. I had to pick it up.
Yeah, we all crave the rip. It's fine.
And I needed that Lily Sclefairy now. And then it's funny because I just ordered a Lily Sclefairy on TCG Player to complete my Terra Box deck. And I ended up picking one up. And I was like, damn, now I need a Volcanion. I ended up ripping that too.
Why don't you just ask me? I'll rip some packs. I'll give it to you. I will sponsor your tournament play deck.
What's funny is that like I have another homie. Shout out to TJ from Skyline when I used to go to community college there. Used to hoop with a homie. He has like a lot of like access to product too. And every time like I post like opening packs or I'm like going to tournaments, he always hits me up like, dude, I have like 6 Badoos, all Master Ball. Let me give it to you. And I'm like, damn, I really should use the resources around me. Jeez. But at the same time, I feel bad. I'm like, oh,
fight the temptation. He's ripping
he's ripping one right now. He's ripping one. If you're watching on YouTube, he's ripping one right now. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Wait, hold on. Let me get
a lucky listener out there is gonna receive whatever comes out of here. Just kidding.
Wait. All right, we're gonna do this now. Then we're gonna do.
All right, first we'll say this: first person to like our episode here when it releases will get this card.
You know what? You know what? I'm good with that. The first comment. Everybody likes to comment first, right?
Oh yeah. First comment. I like that. Let's do comment.
And once we reach 1 million views, you'll get an ETB every year for over 3 years.
Okay, whoa. Not that rich. What do we got? Wheezing. That was a low one. Alright, are we there yet? Is this reverse? I can't tell.
That looks reverse.
Looks pretty reverse.
That looks reverse, yeah.
Haldane Wooper.
Another
Combustion.
Reverse.
Hey, as Magirna's playable. It's a playable card. It's playable.
As long as this Pokemon is in an active spot, whenever you attach your energy card, heal 90. It's pretty good.
See, when I rip packs, I'm like, oh, it's playable.
Yeah, no, I see. This is what happens when it's like you were saying earlier about one of the vendors saying that they have to learn about the competitive side of it just to kind of learn about the cards in general. Stuff like this, a lot of people overlook the bulk because hey, there's some playable stuff, right? Like Arvins all of a sudden are like, what are they, like $2-3 now for some reason, even though they get reprinted? Like Arvins are expensive. Night Stretchers. See, I know some.
No, anything playable, like high rarity Nest Balls, Ultra Balls, like even the older versions of like staple cards and like searchables, right? They're always gonna hold in market as long as they get reprinted, because they're always highly playable. Like every deck pretty much uses Arvin for the most part.
Yeah, Arvin's. What was it? I saw Earthen Vessels.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was really
Earthen Vessels big.
When I was trying to master set Shroud of Fable, I was like, why is Earthen Vessel so expensive? And I realized, oh shit, it's the most playable card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the few ways now that the set's rotating out, that you are able to do like an energy search and be able to get it into your hand. Same idea with like Night Stretcher and things like that. Like it's a way to look for stuff, because with the rotation set out, cards like Irida and like other things are just that were good draw engines for the deck and for you to be able to get the cards that you need. Like we have to find replacements for those now in our competitive decks.
I'm saying this up if you're wondering what I'm doing. I'm just saying this up for the commenter that wins this, and then we'll figure out the logistics of like sending. I'll ship it out and whatever.
Yeah, that sounds good. No, so like going back to like topic about like rip and shipping. So I just remember how I was on our. Let me backtrack. On our previous episode, when we were talking with our friend Jeremiah, he admitted that he was a whatnot fiend, and that he's
as
just
a consumer.
He's a consumer. Like, yeah. And then how I was also looking at rip and shippers on eBay, not just on Twitch, and they'll do like, auction for these 10 booster packs. Try to see if you can try to get blah blah blah, and shit was going for like $120 for 10 packs. That's $12 a pack. And they're like, oh, if they were at least, I guess, trying to be nice, where they're like, oh, if you pull nothing on those 10 packs, then you'll get schmuck insurance, where basically they'll throw in a little extra for you in there if you end up pulling nothing on stream. But it just kind of gave me that vibe that you were talking about, Jimmy, where it just felt like sneaker bros, just like these bros just hopping on, just wanting to like try to get an audience and just try to like make money off of it. I mean, like, good for them for getting a bag, props to them for trying to get it all set up, but like at the same time I could still feel like kind of shitty about it. I like would just notice though that as I would watch them, I'm like, you got to keep the energy up throughout the whole thing and try to keep really engaged with the audience, like really try to be entertained. I mean, like, it's streaming, so that's like part of the aspect of streaming, where you're just trying to make sure you're being the entertainer for the people, and that's how you draw people to your channel. But I feel like for me personally, I'm like, I don't know if I can keep up that hype that long. Like, like, especially like ripping like prismatics, like just ripping like the 20th pack and still getting nothing, and you're just like, yeah guys, just gotta keep on bidding, So that's
those packs don't really pay for themselves, so they got to keep the entertainment factor. Like a lot of the stuff that's rooted in TCG now, especially like pack ripping, it's all entertainment and influencing.
Yeah, so I know multiple friends that do rip and chips, and the profit margin's pretty crazy because you get fees on whatnot, you get fees on TikTok as well, eBay, everywhere's gonna take a cut, right? Everyone wants their share, and you're gonna end up having to push that to the consumer. And if sealed product is already expensive, you're only gonna make it significantly more expensive, and it just sucks as collectors, as players. And if you just can't find product, and if you decide like, hey, maybe I will just have to try and rip and ship and pay a little extra so I can get a card, it's like, if you build it, they will come. If you stream it, someone's gonna come and do it. And I've seen it over and over again. No matter how big or small the streamer is, someone is in there paying for this product. And like I said, it's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. And I feel like I'm gonna be a hypocrite if I say like as a vendor, I can't really judge rip and shippers for their business aspect of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just trying to make some kind of side hustle happen. And I kind of feel like we all grew up on that culture of like, work hard, that mentality, and still have a day job, and then your hobby can make you some money. You kind of respect that, right? And
because then that feels. Yeah. I was gonna say, sorry to cut you off. I was gonna say that feels like, that aspect that we were all told growing up, where like, oh, if you enjoy what you're doing and you don't work a day in your life, it's like your hobby becomes like a little bit of work of that side hustle, where you're like, hey, I'm enjoying this and I'm making a little extra scratch on the side. So yeah, that's my idea or my take on it. Jimmy, like, I know that you recently did a show in Sacramento, and from what it looked like, that was like a booth that was specifically like your product and yours, versus like being there with your friend. How was that like? Like, I saw that you did a couple of coin flips. Like, what were your interactions like with the people from the show? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, the one from this past weekend was in Hard Rock Casino. Well, I'm gonna dox myself, but I don't. Anyway, yeah, whatever. Good show. It was slow in the beginning. It's a 2-day event. It was actually the first 2-day event that I did, because everything else that I've done previously, helping my friend, and the first show that I did solo, which I will do a story about that after this, but they were all single days. But this one was a 2-day. Didn't know what to expect, but because it's such an isolated area, it's far away from way up north, we didn't know what to expect in terms of audience. But I always had the mentality of, right now the current market for cards and collectibles are just red hot. if you build it, they will come, and if you put the show on, people are gonna come. Sure enough, even though we started at 10 a.m., people didn't really show up until like noon, and then you just have this random boom of like consistent random people just picking up everything around. Like no matter how many competitors you have, everyone's getting their cut somehow. And we were just moving stuff like non-stop. Singles were going, value binders, like. And another part of vending that I really like is just giving back to like kids and families, especially like I see the parents are just so passionate, or they're trying to learn it, right? Two prime examples is dads trying to pass on the nostalgia to their children. And you can see the kids like just starting off the collection. I'm like, hey, I hand them the value binder or something, like, hey, pick something out. I don't care what's in there, just take it, have this as a memory for them to just have and start, just initiate that hobby love of cards and Pokemon or whatever, and just expose them to a nice deed, right? And I learned that from watching like Coops. I didn't start watching a lot of vendor videos until more recently, but of course Coops Collection, shout out to him. I mean, yeah, like this guy is just, he seems genuine enough. I mean, we don't know, but hey, I believe he is, and she gets a lot of donations and stuff like that so that he can do this on a bigger scale. And I try to do that just like little bits. And I even just, kid was talking to the parent like, hey, can we get a pack? I see the dad like debating. I'm like, you know what, kid, just have it. Like, just have it. Here's a Heat Wave pack. Here's the Journey Together pack. Like, whatever. Like, if I buy it, what's like $5-6 to just give away to a kid? You know, like,
yeah.
I wish more people did that. And I've seen some very scummy vendors. Like, there's gonna be that. Everyone's competitive. Everyone's trying to make money, and you're gonna undercut somebody at some point. But you don't have to do scummy things in this hobby. I truly believe that. Like,
yeah,
it's just not necessary. But anyway, the show went good. Both days were slow in the beginning, picked up. It's good. It was good side money, honestly. It's insane. Like, red hot everything right now.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that story, and just want to say also thank you in general, because in our previous podcast episode we mentioned how we had a friend who donated to my friend Jeremiah's high school club. This is the person who donated to be able to help his kids fundraise for their TCG club. So Jimmy, like, it was very gracious of you to be able to donate and to be able to help them out, because, like, as you mentioned, at the end of the day, this hobby is about the kids. Like, you know, we enjoy because we are, as Adrian has mentioned before, you know, healing or treating that inner child that we have, like, you know, and like reliving our childhood. But at the end of the day, like, the hobby's for the kids, and we're like, who are we to like gatekeep them or like prevent them from sharing in that same joy, nostalgia, and fun that, you know, we have for ourselves. So I'm glad that you have that, you know, guiding light, that, you know, mantra for being able to just pay it forward, same way that Cooper Collections does. So yeah, like, it's always good to hear. I remember when I was just getting back into Pokemon, Adrian and then our friend Luke, they both just started like, what cards do you need? And it didn't matter if it was like what kind of rarity it was or how it looked. They were just like, what cards do you need? Okay, I'll give it to you. And then it's just like, not even thinking about like what it was worth or what the dollar value was and that kind of thing.
That's why I'm saying, Adrian, what cards do you need for your decks?
I understand now, Oos.
Man. Acknowledge me.
Join me, everybody, in acknowledging Jimmy as our trading card tribal chief really quick. Put up a one real quick. No, but yeah, I think, like, again, breaking the gimmick. And secondary market in TCG is a necessary thing. We can't, like, a competitive scene can't exist without that market. And I think for every scalper, for every person trying to make like a huge profit off of, like, again, a children's card game, there's 10 more people that are, you know, promoting the love of the game and collecting for the art and collecting for the fun of it. And like, I think, you know, Jimmy, you're like one of those few people that really, you know, care about the game, and coming from like a competitive aspect yourself, even if it's not Pokemon. I think that's like one of the reasons why, like, in this podcast, I always I shout you out. I say fuck collectors, but if you're Jimmy, I love you, Jimmy. You know, definitely. And it really is about, like, you know, I've been on like TCG teams in the past from like different games where it sucked to have to borrow a card from like a teammate, or be like, hey, can you let me use this for a tournament? Because everybody's like so stingy, or like the card was too expensive. Like if I needed to borrow like a Pot of Duality for a Gravekeeper deck, it was like, you know, close to none, or not really getting it, because everybody's just kind of holding on to their ship. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna give it back to you. But I think the difference with it, with like the Pokemon TCG community, especially the competitive scene, people are so willing to help each other out and give each other like the cards that they need. One of my homies that I play with, shout out to Avery, when during one of our, I think, Sacramento regionals, where he needed like a big set of like staples cards, like Nest Balls, Earthen Vessels, Night Stretchers, Dust Skulls, and all that other stuff. Somebody just randomly gave it to him, like in the middle of the regional, like, oh, you need like that, you know, bulk stuff, Pokegears, whatever you need. He just handed it to him, like a sack of like just staple cards that you have to use in like every deck. I think that's really what it comes down to for Pokemon, at least. In one of my first League Cups in the area, this kid was looking for an Iron Thorns EX. He needed a play set of them. And then I seen this one guy just give him a free Iron Thorns EX. Like, granted, it's like a maybe $2-3 card, but just to give it to him to use for the tournament for his division, I think that was pretty cool, you know? So I think like just keeping that spirit of alive of like really just, you know, sharing the cards, understanding that, like, you know, this is a fucking card game. It doesn't have to be hyped up more than it is. And I think just to have you like see that, Jimmy, I think it's really cool, because you used to be a player. You understand what it's like on the competitive scene.
Yeah, like you said, secondary market, right? We lived through Pod Duality, but what do you remember before that? PokeLAD's.
CD.
PokeLAD's.
Chaos format.
$300 Dark Arm Dragon that you must have 3 of. Like, stuff like that is just insanity, right? Secondary market, you just have to outsource them in order to get the card so that you can keep playing. And it's great to hear that people still have that spirit of helping people out just to help them out. You know, just be a good person. That's all it is.
That's really all it is, just being good people. Transitioning here, and I guess moving on to our next segment, we wanted to cover basically the set rotation and how things are starting to transition out. With that being said, Jimmy, do you want to lead us in kind of deciding, like, you're not in the competitive scene, but as far as from set F, Sword and Shield era, V-Star, and, you know, that kind of generation of cards, what are some cards that you're going to miss kind of seeing a little bit more frequently or a little bit more often, just in the collector space or around in general?
As a collector, Sword and Shield has so many. I guess a lot of the, like you said, the V-Stars from Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith was the final set, but right now it's still in print because of the Season Skybox from Sam's Club. And I've actually, so I forgot to tell you guys. So I saved up a bunch of things. Instead of doing the WrestleMania travel plans, I'm actually going to do a watch party with my friends. And in that watch party, we're going to have a Rip Fest. So I'm bringing a ton of packs, which includes Crown Zenith. But I love the Mewtwo V-Star. I love cards that have the same art or like pairs with another art. So the Mewtwo V-Star pairing with the promo Charizard V-Star. Oh, beautiful. The Hadouken Mewtwo. I love that card. And I'd say the Glaceon and Leafeon V-Stars, those are nice. Just everything from the Crown Zenith set. I don't know why it was so underrated. Everybody hated the Galarian Gallery. But I think it was nice. Like, it was so cheap, and it still is cheap, thank God. as a collector standpoint, Galarian Gallery has like 70 cards that are beautiful and highly underrated, in my opinion.
Are these like the SIRs, not the full arts or anything, right?
Yeah, they're IRs and some SIRs, of course. Yeah.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people didn't like the Galarian set mainly because, or the Galarian Gallery mainly because of the yellow border and
Yes.
how like contrasted it was. Like it didn't have like the rainbow border or like a holographic border like the ones that are recently from the Scarlet Violet era. But I totally agree with you there. I feel like if you just appreciate the art for what it is and like the storytelling that went into all those cards, I feel like you can overlook a yellow border. Like, come on, like it's still a good card.
Yeah, like there's a 9-piece. I'm gonna grab it later. There's a 9-piece like with Pikachu in the centerpiece, but all around it, builds around it, and you see like I'm just gonna pull it.
I feel like I've seen that set. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one with like a bunch of Pikachus in the background.
Yeah, it's the single Pikachu, and then I think it has like Duskull, Swablu. Oh, well, there it is.
I think I have the rock. I think I have the Rock Ruff that's supposed to be on that set.
Oh yeah. That one, I've seen that one before. Yeah.
This.
Oh, the Poochyena is dope too.
Yeah, see, like all of this kind of just matches up to a 9-piece art. Like that's so cool.
But are they playable though?
That's all you care about.
What's the art worth if it's not playable?
Yeah. Oh, just stuff like this is so cool, man.
Oh yeah.
Also, like we're gonna if people like are tripping about the yellow border, are we gonna ignore the fact that like base set had a yellow border? That's what it all started off
right?
with.
Right? Yeah, that's actually a really good argument. I never thought about it that way. Yeah.
Like the yellow border is like synonymous with like Pokemon cards. It's been there for like years.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I'm definitely.
But I also think that the yellow border is ugly. I'm a walking hypocrite.
No.
Adrian's a walking contradiction. His favorite tagline. What's it? So I think for me, I don't even know what I would say is my favorite card that's being rotated out.
Sorry to interject, but rotating out is the F
set.
Right? F set.
Yeah. F set. Yeah.
Probably just because I've talked about it so much times. When we talk about it again, Lugia being rotated out, that Lugia V, like SIR, I do have one. I sent it in for grading, but that card is just so cool. I feel like Lugia is always going to be like that first legendary for me. That's just like captivated me, especially from the movie. Like once you hear that little Poke Flute tune, this song has restored my strength. But anyways, yeah, I think that would be the card for me for the set. That's I'm gonna miss the most, and I am fighting every inch of me not to open up this Silver Tempest box. Chase another one. But, yeah.
At the end of this episode, we'll pick one lucky winner to receive the Silver Tempest box.
Oh, no.
The Ripper in me, dude, I can't keep sealed for life of me. I can't have a sealed collection. I genuinely cannot.
Speaking of like Lugia, I think one of my favorite memes on Instagram that's come up so far is it's that one reel of where it's Ho-Oh floating above the 3 legendary dogs, and he's like, "Oh, I have brought you back to life," and they're like, "Thank you, master, we will serve you well." And then the other one is of Lugia and the 3 legendary birds, and Lugia's like, "Get the fuck away from me, you stupid fucking birds!"
Will you kids shut up?
Oh,
no, it's crazy because in the movie they're trying to fuck each other up, like in the Pokemon the movie 2000. Yeah, so I thought that shit was hella funny.
Yeah, mom.
But also, fuck Lugia. I hate that deck.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Lugia is a very good choice. Yeah, dude, that chase card is beautiful, no doubt.
I picked up a playset of Lugia V and Lugia V Star at the what is it called? The one that's in I don't care if people know where I'm at. Like the Hyatt Regency card card show, I picked up a playset of Lugia V and the V Star, and I never ended up making the deck. Like I just have it in my binder right now.
Adrian, what would you pick as far as like some cards that you're gonna be missing from the rotation?
Yeah, for me, again, playability. Like my thing is all playability, right? I think the first card that I'm gonna truly miss is Lumineon V, just because it's such a busted card if you really look at it, especially with like some of the cards that are out right now, like Professor Turo, and then Jimmy. Like Lumineon V is Stratos, pretty much. So you get to pick up when you play it onto the bench, you get to pick up not trainer. You get to search a supporter from your deck, add it to your hand. So essentially, like it's always gonna give you that missing piece. So I played a lot of Charizard when it was like at its peak. I played a lot of Raging Bolt, and I added that to the deck too. And it always fetched me Arvin. It always fetched me Crispin. It would always fetch me Professor Sada's Vitality. I think it's such a busted card. Just the fact that it'll give you any supporter at any time. But I think the saddest thing in the world is when you open up with just a Lumineon on your like opening like setup.
Yeah.
You have to put that shit in the active. It's so fucking sad. And you put that shit in the fucking active, and we're like, fuck, I just wasted, like, it's a free 2-prizer for your opponent. Like, essentially, if they could donk you on that first turn of attacking. But I think Lumineon will definitely be like maybe like one of my most missed cards for sure.
I think if we're going to talk about playability, I think one card that I am going to miss definitely is going to be Radiant Greninja. Just because the first deck, aside from Lugia, that I really tried learning how to play was the Chien-Pao Baxcalibur deck. And just being able to utilize, you know, the like discard energy, draw 2 cards, like using that draw engine was like so crucial. And also Greninja is just like such a cool Pokemon and such a cool card in general. Like I think the Radiant cards in general are going to be missed because they're just they were just like a nice little add to each deck. So yeah, like as far as playability, I think that would be my answer as far as card that I'll miss from the set rotation for sure.
You know what's another cool Pokemon?
Don't tell me. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
No, I swear to God, this Pokemon is so fucking dope, dude. You know what Pokemon's really cool? Like, really, really cool.
Go ahead.
Like, blow your mind cool.
Everyone, brace yourself.
Miltank.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
I knew it.
Did you know that Miltank is based off of a cow? And cows have these things called, like, udders. And those udders have like 4 nipples. It's fucking crazy. Miltank's dope.
I have like 2 Master Ball Miltanks if you want them.
I have 1 for him. So if you give it to him, that means I get to keep mine.
Yeah, I have to give it to him at this point.
Yeah, when I pulled it, I was like, this is for you, Adrian. Like I messaged him immediately. It was just like, this is for you.
In the comment section down below, hashtag udders out for Miltank.
Dude, I bought the banned Japanese one.
There's a banned Japanese one? There's one that I don't know about? No, I don't know what it looks like. No, I do not know.
It's not a Miltank,
Look at this.
It's a trainer card.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miltank love.
What makes it banned?
So, there was a couple of cards in Japan that were controversial.
Is it like original Harpies type of band?
Yes, that kind of stuff.
Okay. I'm aroused right now.
There. So, you see the slot machines on the very top?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go this way. The slot machine trainer cards, obviously, they don't like gambling and stuff. Now that is I don't know if it's Miltank, but it's like someone sucking the udder. That's what that is. That is Creeper Grimer. His eyes are going upward.
Oh.
This is Sabrina's gaze, but it looks like she's flipping you off. Like the middle finger.
Have like a page full of band cards.
And this, for the obvious reasons, Harpy ladylike. It's not much, but you know.
Misty's naked!
Now this we're not gonna get into, where it's quite bad. We know that. So those are just a handful of them. Sabrina's Gengar is also an altered card. Sabrina's Gengar in Japan is showing a graveyard in the holo, whereas the American version is just darkness.
Oh,
so, yeah.
That would make sense because they don't fuck with the spirits like that in Asia.
Yeah. So there's another card I don't have, and I don't think I ever will because of what it is. It's Koga's Ninja Trick. I'm gonna have people look that up, and you'll kind of understand why. But long story short, there's a swastika in the card. So Koga's Ninja Trick in Japan.
I just seen it. It's like the Buddhist Buddhist thing, right? Yeah, the Buddhist symbol, right? Yeah. I just looked it up.
But
that's what it is. Okay, because like I remember.
Hey, that go back goes hard though.
Yeah, select cards are altered, and that's a couple of them.
I remember when I went to Vietnam for the first time, and I went to a Buddhist temple. I was like, why are there swastikas everywhere?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah, some very random things.
Yeah, but then that Miltank card, man, you got to get that slab, then put around my neck like Logan Paul.
I hope you get a PSA like 1.
No. Regardless if it's PSA 1, whatever. Hey, man, that card is beautiful. That's definitely a chase card. I'm gonna become a collector now.
Dude, I'm definitely gonna give you the Miltank Master Ball and the Pokeball. Actually, I have the Pokeball as well.
We love the Miltank
love. Be a collector specifically of just Miltank cards. Like he'll just be like one of those niche collectors where the binder is just like one specific Pokemon.
You know how in a binder there's like a standard binder has 9 pockets, and then there's 4 nipples on a Miltank. So technically on that one binder page, there'll be, if my math serves me correct, 36 nipples on that one page.
You know you can get a 4-pocket one.
No, man, if anything, I'll get the 4-pocket one, the playset one, right? So if I did that,
you can get a 4-pocket binder, is what I'm saying.
4-pocket binder, yeah, that goes across, right? Yeah. Huh, that'd be so many Miltank nipples I can't even count. There you go, Luminion, yeah.
Dude, I love this card, so beautiful.
Yeah,
and it's busted too.
I remember when they finally introduced Legacy Energy as the card, the A spec, and how that incorporated with Lugia, and I was just like, oh, I could finally get my Luminion to return to my deck for free, and still be able to have it be viable in my deck and use it another time. Yeah, that's another card I'm gonna miss for sure.
Luminion will always be probably one of the biggest influential cards. Like I think Greninja is definitely number 1. And the cards that are rotating out, because that card was like so splashable in any deck. Same with like Luminion as well. Anything that gives you additional cards or gives you access to resources that thins out your deck, I think is definitely going to be like super missed during this rotation. Because like V Star Pokemon and V Pokemon in general, even the Radiant Pokemon like Radiant Zard and stuff, those are pretty busted cards if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Because they have playability once you put them on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I think that we can rotate to just a quick catch up on basically what, now that we're talking about, the set rotating out, we're going to have Adrian kind of take over the next segment, just try to talk about like, what's coming with meta, like what's kind of like in like the new landscape now that everything's kind of shaken up. This is specifically on TCG Live since set doesn't rotate out until April 11th, if I remember correctly, for actual like in-person tournaments, but on TCG Live it's already rotated out. So yeah, I'll let Adrian take it from here.
Yeah, so I actually took a break from competitive play for a couple weeks. I think my last League Cup was on March 2nd, so I haven't really played anything relevant lately. Hold on, sorry. Okay, we're good. So restart. So I haven't played anything competitively in a while. So March 2nd was my last League Cup, and I played Raging Bolt. during that cup, and I did not do well because Raging Bolt was not good at that time. Cloth Terrapagos was running rampant still, and everybody's just kind of playing decks that are rotating out anyway. As of right now, Gardevoir won the last Surging Sparks Prismatic Evolutions Air format tournament. So last time we're going to see Gardevoir at its like max capacity and full power. Going into so going into the Journey Together format, again, Gardevoir just won. We're going to just see an influx of new decks. I think number one deck going on, or that's going to be relevant at the moment, is Terrabox. So Terrabox evolves using Water Ogre Pond. Sorry. I'm trying to catch the right time. Wait, I'll restart. So Terrabox is going to be a very relevant deck, popularized by Sword Reclive. He used it at the City League Championship in Japan. And it involves using all the EX Ogre Pond, so the Water Ogre Pond, the Grass Ogre Pond, and then also I splashed in the Cornerstone Mask Ogre Pond, so the fighting one. And it's pretty much just a toolbox deck where you can basically, you have to play it as if you know what everybody else is playing. Like you have to know your deck counts, you have to know every matchup going into your games, knowing which Ogre Pond to bring out in order to counter like your opponent's deck. So for example, if your opponent is playing a Buddy Buddy Poffin deck, so like Dragapult or anything that brings out anything under like 70 HP, you're going to want to stick with Wellspring Ogre Pond to get that instant 2 prize knockout on those like little creatures. Dragapult is still going to be relevant going into the Journey Together meta. It's still a very consistent deck. It's still a very powerful deck, especially before Shaman comes out in the next, like, whatever the American version is of Heatwave, because that'll be like the new Mana Feast. So basically, Dragapult will still be really good. Raging Bolt, which I'm really happy about, is going to be another relevant deck as well. If anything, it's more consistent and better than the first version of it, and it's definitely less luck sacky because Pokestop rotated out. And Radiant Greninja rotated out as well. So it's definitely going to take a lot more skill to play, more resource management, but the consistency level gets added up because of Noctowl. So those are the 3 decks to really look out for. And then we have all the trainers decks as well. Hop's deck is going to be really good. I played a couple versions of it where I played against like a Zacian Archaludon deck, which is really good. Spreads damage really well. And Zoroark deck is pretty cool with a trade ability. Again, adding to that consistency. Iono's deck actually kind of sucks, and I'm pretty sad about it. But I still want to build the deck anyway, just because it has that, like, I don't know, it's the waifu power, the power of a waifu deck, you know? So I think as much as I hyped up Iono's deck, I think it's pretty bad. Like, nobody's playing it on live. So
I was just about to say, I don't see anyone playing Iono on live. I've seen like Hop.
Nobody's playing Iono.
No one's playing Iono. And just quick side note, the American version of Heatwave is Destined Rivals, so the set that's going to be coming out at the end of May.
Yeah, so essentially, like, Shaman is supposed to come out in that set, so that'll definitely probably put Terrabox at bay, but I think it'll still be a very relevant deck. I actually enjoy playing the deck. I have the deck in my hand right now. It's really consistent as long as you know what you're doing, but also it takes like a lot of knowledge to play because you have to understand each and every one of your matchups and what other people's decks are doing. But I'm excited. I got my spectator invite to Worlds, so I'm hoping to like farm side events using Terrabox if it's still relevant and no other sets come out after the Destined Rival set. So hopefully we keep like the same basic format, and Shaman will be the only card that has like that deep of an impact. And we have a couple more still have a couple more majors left in the season. I think the next one is in Atlanta. So one of my homies is going to be going to compete as well. So we'll see what deck takes Atlanta, especially because I believe Journey Together is going to be officially legal. So it should be like 2 weeks after the release.
What's the impact? What's the impact from Journey Together for competitive play?
It's big because like all of the Sword and Shield stuff has rotated out, and it introduced again the trainers decks. And Zoroark is super playable. What is it? Trying trying to think. Sorry. Trying to time it. All right, let me restart. Yeah, so End Zoroark is definitely a very popular deck right now, especially on live. I think Lily's Clefairy is another really big impactful card just because it puts Dragapult at bay because of its ability to do double damage or double weakness to dragon type Pokemon. So it's good against Raging Bolt as well. For the longest time, like dragon Pokemon in this modern era doesn't have a weakness. If you look on any kind of dragon card, no weakness at all. I think it's because like even fairies, like the fairy energy isn't even relevant anymore. Like the fairy type isn't a thing in Pokemon TCG anymore. That was like before like when I started playing.
Yeah.
So Lily's Clefairy is another really big one.
Good to know.
But yeah, those are my meta updates. I think for Worlds, my prediction to win the whole thing, assuming nothing changes after Destined Rivals, I'm gonna go with Hop Archaludon for sure.
Interesting. Jimmy, if you ever want to come down for Worlds, I live like 10-15 minutes away from Anaheim Convention Center, so
I think it's too late for me to apply for that thing.
Well,
yeah, the list closed already.
Yeah, the spectator list closed, and I remember my friend sent it to me to sign up, and I totally forgot to. Dude, I'm losing my memory now. My short-term memory. It's like I could walk to a different room and I forgot why I went into the room.
I signed up for it and I didn't get it, so I'm just hoping that they open up something else for us to be able to still get in.
Didn't they used to do guests with your pass?
I think for other majors like a regional or a international championship like NAIC or EUIC, you can. But I think Worlds, because I've been to Worlds in Yokohama by accident, and it was all lottery system for that event too. So like you have to get your name on the list and win like a lottery pick in order to even like have the chance to attend. But it seems like for this Worlds, they're definitely rolling it out slowly. Like I got mine pretty late. They were supposed to release, like they said they would release all of the invites the first week that it came out, so the week of the 24th. But I mean, I just got mine the other day, so who's to say that it won't come out for like you guys too if you did sign up.
But Jimmy, if you want to just come down anyways, just to hang out for festivities like just in the area, we could also hit up my friend's shop, like that he owns, and
God, I want to go down.
We could just rip packs together at the house with my baby just right next to us.
you don't have to tempt me for the good time there. But yeah, I really want to go down to like Frankensons. I've never visited Frankensons, and I really want to see it.
Yeah, Adrian, what's it? I think Luke came down one time, and when he stayed with me, he was like, "I'm going to be gone for a day," and it was 2 Frankensons.
Nice.
It's not like the original Frankensons anymore, though. They moved it. Like it's not like the real warehouse anymore. Like because I remember like that original Frankensons warehouse, like. Adam Korn is still vending over there.
Yeah, Adam Korn. Yeah. Oh my god.
Who else is there? Fuck, what's his face? Paz Joker still vends there too, I think.
Oh, that's a big name.
Yeah, from Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, still vends over there. Yeah, like I think that's the reason why I remember Frankensons so much is a lot of big Yu-Gi-Oh YouTubers and like champions would vend.
That's from my memory of it. It was like the Costco warehouse of trading card vending and just a lot of the big name competitors that were really good at the game. And yeah, Frankensons is legendary for that.
All right, well, we are basically I think at the time of wrapping up our episode. Jimmy, is there anything you want to say as lasting bits? I know that we didn't get to touch more on some of the things that you wanted to talk about, but I think that just means that we'll just have to have you back another time.
It'd be an honor. No.
But is there any last words or last impressions that you want to leave with our fans, or like just for the Pokemon community in general?
I think that was pretty fun. I mean, it was a very short part on vending aspect of it. I can go into details of it more another time. I would definitely love to be back. It was fun. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm gonna sponsor you guys products. So if you ever need stuff, I got you.
You just need to create an LLC for Jimmy, and then that way we can be able to just shout him out too.
We could do that, yeah, eventually. But yeah, that first comment thing is serious. So whoever is the first commenter, send them the details, DM them on YouTube. We'll figure it out. I'll ship it out to you.
We'll figure
You heard
it
it
out.
here first.
Not before long, before we do our first giveaway. But thank you again, Jimmy, for joining us on this podcast episode. We appreciate you. We love you. We'll always shout you out every episode. But if you are still tuning in and still listening, thank you for listening to us so far. We appreciate your support. And if you could please give us a follow, like, comment, subscribe. Just anything helps. It's free for you to just do any of those things. So PokeLAD's podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and eventually TikTok. I feel like such a boomer. I still got to figure out how to post shorts on TikTok. But anyways, please give us a follow, a like, a comment. A little bit goes a long way for us. We appreciate your support. And until next time, thanks. Peace.
If you're a collector, learn how to play the fucking game. Peace out.